What's up, YouTube? It's your boy RushMoreRick. We back with another reaction video. Yes, we're trying to move to 2 a day. You know what I'm saying? It's not the easiest thing with my schedule. Gang, I got a kid. What the fuck? But anyways, we're back with another reaction video. We got Are People Too Old for Spring Break? Houston is Trending by I Am Asia. Boom. Now I don't know if you know, but I don't know. Did spring break pass? It might have passed, or we might be in the midst of it now. But there seems to be this cognition that a lot of people who are participating in spring break, usually, you know, it's from 18. That's what they say. It's from 18 to like 23-year-old. So whatever your college years are, you graduate college when you're like 22, 23. Those are your years where you enjoy spring break. Anything other than that, gang, it's vacation. Now, I don't think there should be an age limit. Like, we as a society, especially like the younger people, they're trying to start age shaming. Like, a lot of people are age shaming, especially when it's like, oh, you're too old for spring break. You're too old to be doing this, too old to be doing that. Gang, live your life. Why are you worried about the next person? Now, it's on the same side of the same, well, on a different side of the same coin. If you're actively on your social medias fucking being loud and proud about, oh, I'm the spring break, like I've been seeing somebody saying the spring break final bosses and keep your girl tight, or if she come here, she gonna run into us. And it's like, yeah, if you over the age of 26 or 27, you're making it your mission to go on spring break solely just to prey on younger people. You know what I'm saying? Not even that. Let me say 29, 20, 28, 29, 30 is where it's starting to get a little iffy. Because, like, you can obviously, like, if you want to go vacation while everybody's on spring break at the time, then do that. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that. But let's jump into the video. I don't want to ramble. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. Well, it's my shit. Okay? This is my shit. If you fuck with me, you fuck with me. You know we're going to ramble over here. Let's do it.
Seeing people in their late 20s, early 30s excited to go party with college kids. Let's sit down for a second.
30-plus spring break final boss is spoken by someone who doesn't know they're a loser.
Everybody is talking about Houston for spring break, but why are y'all 25 plus talking about spring break? Spring break is for children in school, college.
Yeah, that's true. And that's another thing, right? Because I reside in Dallas, well, DFW area. And here, when I think spring break, I think you're going to a place that you can, you know what I'm saying, everything is within walking distance. Everything is close in terms of like the parties, the functions, like a beach. Houston has none of that. I only been to Houston one time. I was barely there. I went to Houston for a weekend for a concert. Like, literally, I was just there for the weekend. I didn't get to explore. Like, I don't live there. But if Houston is anything like the DFW area, which they say it is, even worse in terms of traffic. But, gang, it's not a place that you can just, like, pop into, get off a flight, get your Airbnb, put it in the central area of Houston, and you just within walking distance of everything: the food, the nightlife, the parties, the daytime stuff, the museum, like things to do, the natural attractions or the area attractions, whatever. Houston is not that place. Like, you gotta have a car to come here, and I could only imagine, like, you being a college student, you spend so much money for a B&B, a hotel, and you still gotta have money to get into clubs. You want to buy shit. You want to go to the mall. You want to go shop. You want to go buy bottles. You know what I'm saying? You want to pregame. Then you're gonna have to put some money down for a rental because, gang, you're not walking everywhere. Everything is spaced the fuck out in Texas. Don't know why. So when people was making this, like, when I was hearing that this was the like, I don't even know how we decide what's the national fucking spring break spot for that year. But when they was saying that this is the spring break spot, I'm like, I'm scratching my head. Like, y'all niggas must got money to either you Ubering everywhere every day, or you got money to buy a rental. Like, you gonna have to spend some bread. So it's like, damn.
Students, teachers.
I put in PTO for spring break, and according to the internet, that's a crime. Right now, the internet is having a full debate about whether or not there's an age limit for spring break. Traditionally, spring break has always been a time where college students get a week off in March to decompress.
Is it me? Is this shit like the Karate Channel? Like, I can't. when people talking, I try to focus on their mouth, so I can lock in on the words and what she's saying. But this shit is like, yeah, and bless me, yeah. But this shit is like, I don't know if the words is out of sync or what. Let me see if we can fix it. No, it might not be no fixing this joint. I don't know. Fuck it, come on.
Press and to let their hair down. For years, places like Miami was known as the spring break capital, but lately we've been seeing cities like Houston pop up in the news for the new destination for spring break. And now the conversation online is, are some people too old to be participating in spring break? Does it sound ludicrous for you to put in PTO to be hanging out with literal teenagers or young adults? Because for decades, people have been saying once you reach a certain age, especially around 30, you're supposed to move to something different. The ideal used to be that your 30s were for building stability, focusing on your career, and preparing for the future, not being outside and partying all night. But millennials and Gen X are pushing back on that idea and basically saying there's no limit on fun. So in today's
And that's true. That should always be the case, because like I feel like society is so quick to try to like rush you when you get to a certain age, and we kind of do it to ourselves too. Like once you get to an age, like say if you just start paying bills young, you like 22, 23, 24, even 25. You know what I'm saying? You get your first apartment, your first car, your car note, your car insurance. Like once you start getting responsibilities and you feel like you old and you're becoming the quote unquote societal adult, you age yourself. You know what I'm saying? Age yourself out of certain shit. Like I'm too old for this, or I'm too mature for this, or I'm too grown for this, and it shouldn't be that way. There's no age limit on fun, gang. Like you can like the clubs don't have a list. It's not a prime age list now. When you're younger and you don't have the responsibilities, that's why the nightlife is packed with younger people, because they don't have the same responsibilities as older people. So they're more incentivized to go out. They got the energy to go out. They have the extra resources to go out and spend some extra money. They don't got it fucking tied up into a bill and shit. But gang, live your life. If you're I don't give a fuck if you 35 years old. Now, if going out is your identity, that's where the problem lies. Like going out shouldn't be something that you're doing every single weekend. Like you can't, like the rest of your week sucks. You don't do nothing throughout the whole week but punch the clock. Your week sucks, but you look forward to every Friday night, Saturday night, even Sunday night to be the first one in the line at the club. Dang. I'm not gonna lie, that's where I could see an issue brewing. But no, we can't put an age on fun. The moment you put age on fun, your life is gonna suck drastically, because you realize there's not a lot of stuff that you can really do when you're 30 plus that society would deem for you to do as your grown mature age.
We're going to be discussing if it's appropriate to attend spring break activities and festivities even if you're not in college. One thing people online are pointing out is that now everyone had the same life timeline. A lot of people had children young, or they had responsibilities early in life, so instead of traveling or partying in their early 20s, they were raising kids, working full-time jobs, and taking on family, and they had to go to college later in life, or they might be in grad school.
I'm all in my
now
nose. What the
they're in
fuck?
their 30s or even in their 40s, and their kids are grown. They finally have the financial freedom that they're experiencing. They're experiencing things they missed for the first time around. For them, spring break isn't about trying to relive your youth. It's about finally experiencing something that you never had the chance to do. Another thing people brought up a lot is that a lot of college students are actually broke. In theory, spring break is for college students, but the reality is many people in their early 20s are struggling financially. They're working multiple jobs, or they barely have money to cover rent.
Shit, I can't tell. These young niggas is popping out in designer. These young niggas got, sorry, let's use a better word. These young people, these young adults got designer. They got cars. They masking it well. Like obviously, I know our generation is popped. You Gen Z or lower, you're popped. Like it's hard to struggle in a society today. You got people working a full-time job with a part-time job, and then after those jobs, they got a side hustle. And they got something that they're trying to build on the side that's going to bring in money, so they ain't got to work the fucking full-time or the part-time or the side. You know what I'm saying? Our generation is pop. So whatever these young college students is doing, they're masking it well because they're, you know what I'm saying, they riding in some crazy cars. They got on these nice ass clothes all the time. They shopping in these expensive places. You know what I'm saying? They going to the club and buying sections. They spending $400 on bottles in the clubs for some watered down alcohol. Like these niggas is clearly having it. They're having it. I don't know how, but I'm not in this to pocket watch, but like they're having it clearly.
Or tuition. They never had the opportunity to do it big or do the luxury trips and the beach parties and the travel experience because they didn't have a job that can afford that. Now that they're older and they're financially stable, they finally have the ability to travel, book flights, and actually enjoy these experiences. So some people are saying, I'm not too old for spring break. I just have money now and I'm going to spend it how I want to. And then we're going to talk about the people that think men, specifically women, feel like men love spring break because they get to be around young girls. But we're going to talk about that much later.
You're 30 plus and you're not a teacher or a principal, like you don't work in the education system. Why are you on TikTok talking about, yay, spring break?
I don't know if y'all know who this nigga is, but he be popping up on my TikTok feeds. Sometimes either it's him or it's somebody talking about him, and it's like the more I hear this nigga talk, the more like I just get annoyed because he's one of those type of people, you know what I'm saying? He's one of those. So you gotta listen, you gotta have some discernment listening to a nigga like this, man.
Y'all off of work for spring break? I have seen 4 separate grown men talking about spring break on the way. What do y'all do? Do you just like take a spring trip, bro? Call it a vacay. You're going on holiday. Anything but spring break, because I feel like y'all going out there to party with them college kids, bro. We're 30, bro. I'm about to be 32.
Weird.
Next week.
Don't say weird, nigga. It ain't weird. I just turned 26 today. I turned 26 today. I don't go out and party, and I don't make it my mission to mark on my calendar every year. This is spring break, and I gotta be there. I gotta be there to turn up with the young. No, I don't make that my goal. But at the same time, nigga, stop. This is my problem. When certain people, look, and it's not just, sometimes it's younger people that try to age the older people. But sometimes it's the older people that try to fucking bring you down with them. They try to take you with them. No. You're 32. You go be 32. If you want to live a life with as a 32-year-old with no fun, you don't go out, you don't do this, you don't do that. You too old for this, you too old for that. Gang, okay, live your life, but don't try to make all the other people that's close to your age, around your age, miserable with you. If you decide that you hit 31 and you want to stop going out and stop having fun, then do that. You have the right. You know what I'm saying? You got free will. But I just don't like when people try to be Debbie Downers with everybody. Like, once I'm 31, I want to stop having fun. That means all y'all niggas that's 31 need to stop going out and having fun. And life is not like that. That's stupid.
Spring break is crazy. Only reason I remember that it exists is because I have kids. Look at y'all talking about spring break. But you go to Miami Beach for spring break? Man, I aged too quickly in terms of like maturity and the things that I like. I ain't going on vacation nowhere where there's a large crowd, bro. Unless it's Disney with the kids, and I hate that. I actually hate it. One of the main things I look up before I go somewhere is it peak season for vacationers to go there? And if it is, I'm not going. Why are you so excited about spring break?
I think it's obvious. They never peaked in high school. They didn't have the means to do the things when they were that age, or they weren't in the proximity or in that circle to be able to enjoy spring break. So that's truly why I feel like 50% of the adults that indulge in kid activity, I like to call it hood rat or a young HO activity. People that participate in that type of activity, it's because you never lived when you were that age, so now you have to do that in your 30s and your 40s, and there's nothing wrong with this if that is your experience. And a perfect example of that is a YouTuber by the name of Primetime Hitter. He is well over 25. He's not in college, and he stated that guys needed to watch out. If their girl came to Houston for spring break, they needed to watch out because he was in Houston. And to me, that just sounds very predatory. Why do you care if women between the ages of 18 to 25 that are in college?
Why do you care that nigga's girlfriend is in Houston? Now, I can play devil's advocate for the situation. That nigga's a content creator. Like this all this publicity that he got with the whole we the Houston final bosses and keep your girl tucked because I'm in Houston, I'm sharking. This is all doing great promo for him. Whether it's people agreeing with him, people like, oh yeah, nigga, you turn up, you doing your shit, or people disagreeing like you too old for this. This is all, you know what I'm saying, they're seeing his face, they're going to get familiar with his content, whether they like it or don't like it. But this nigga's a content creator, so he did what he was supposed to do. He warned y'all. He warned y'all about what he does in Houston, I guess, as a final boss. But that's my thing. It's just like, why, as a grown man, are you so proud to know that you're gonna potentially ruin somebody else's relationship? That's my thing. Like, if you're doing it on the down low, do it on the down low. But like you on the internet trying to warn other men that if their girl comes to Houston, they're liable to get cracked because you're there. That shit is weird. Like, there's so many single women in the world. Why you want to hit the single woman, you want to hit the taken woman, you want to hit all the women in sight? My nigga, relax.
Coming to Houston for fun. Why do you care that they're here? You should be able to get women that's 30, 40, whatever, in your age group. Why do you care about them? This reminds me of when older women try to compete with younger women and they create all of these derogatory sayings like, oh, hide your man, or if I see him, he gonna get took. And it's just like that shouldn't be your psychology. That shouldn't be in your mind at the age of 30. You shouldn't care what younger women are doing, or you shouldn't care what younger men are doing. There's a level of immaturity and insecurity for you to be worried about what teenagers are doing. You still have a fear of missing out because you missed out as a kid, so now you just want to be in everything that the youth is
30
doing.
plus spring break final boss is a sentence spoken by someone who doesn't know they're a loser. This isn't the semester. This is first quarter. You're not on spring break, you're on lunch break. You're not taking some young man's chick, you're soliciting babies. Is it starting to sink in a little bit? And the immaturity is just all in y'all demeanor, which is why the women you looking for are at spring break. Because women your age don't want spring break. They're planning vacations abroad. I mean, at minimum, like a road trip. And I'm not saying that like women in their 30s don't appreciate the beach. They just probably aren't talking about spring break because they have work tomorrow. I need more dudes to see this. Because if you're not careful, those two dudes will be you.
But that's the thing, and I feel like a lot of men, they see this. They do see this. They're seeing it. It's on their feed. They're digesting it, and they want to be like these niggas. Because these niggas got the cameras, they're you know what I'm saying, they're all over TikTok, and they're getting, quote unquote, they're getting the women, they're getting the views, they're getting the likes. And some of these men, that's what they want. They desire to be in the spotlight. They desire to be the one that's going up and sharking, that the women choose. They want that. So I don't think you saying like men should be seeing this. They're seeing it, and this is what they want. There's a subsection of men, and it's a lot of men that want to be desired. They want to be, quote unquote, no pause, they want to be as attractive as these men. They want to be as confident as these men. They want to be these men. They want to be them. So men are seeing it, but it's just like it's just all about how you live your life. It's all about how you choose to live your life.
Pushing 30, scoping out busy beaches for college students. Grown man, by the way. Don't believe me? Watch this. Coming to the internet to flex that you on R. Kelly timing is crazy.
Everybody trying to come to Houston. Everybody keep making these TikTok videos about coming to Houston, this and the third, trying to get up with these things like that and try to have fun with you. The main thing y'all leaving out is the people who live in Houston that you're going to have to run into. We are the final bosses. Hey, just to go by. This shit is already little 5 plus on this. Me and Dre tried our best not to even participate in spring break this year.
We trying our best to not even participate in spring break this year. And it's weird because this is the ideology of the niggas who got the money in the area. This is the my son just walked in. This is the ideology of the people who are in these places who, you know what I'm saying, are doing well financially for themselves, and they think that when just because spring break rolled around, and then people. I know. I thought you shut that. Anyways, yeah, these are these are the ideologies of the people who are quote unquote having it and have the motion in their city. They can't wait for an event to happen where they can be front line and show that they got it, show that they got money, show that they got cars, show that they got motion, show that they, you know what I'm saying? Like this is quote unquote their life. So
She was like, we're not even gonna do it. When they made an announcement and said, Houston.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Listen, like, bro, I'm not gonna lie. If y'all come to Houston for spring break, bro, you the play. I ain't gonna lie, bro. You where you need to be is what you looking for, bro. But, bro,
Why are you laughing? You one of them. No, I'm not. Yes, you are, bro. No, I'm.
So, final bosses of spring break. Y'all are telling me that two 30-plus-year-old men came on here and said that men between the ages damn near 17 to 25 better watch they bitch they come out here because there's a
yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That was hearing it. Like I understand where they coming from, but I know I wish bro could take it back. That final boss's line is going to hit his soul for a little bit, cause like you listening back to it, you sound like a dweeb. You sound like a dork. You like anybody who refers to themselves in the third person as the final boss of anything. It's like I don't give a fuck what it is. You're the quote unquote final boss. You sound like a loser. Like especially at a growth like that's some young nigga shit. Like if a bunch of eggers showed up to the carne and would like made a video and it was like, oh, we're the final bosses of the quinceañera, or we the final bosses at the carne asada or whatever. We the final bosses. That's some young cringy group. Like whatever cringy group of people that you could think. Like those white girls who got Stanleys and stay at Starbucks with the black tights and the Uggs and the sweater, the oversized sweater. The final bosses of Starbucks, like that cringy aesthetic of people, I can see them doing that because they know that they're cringy though. They know you gotta know that you cringy. So I know he wish he could take that shit back because you don't want to be the final boss of nothing, especially at the age of 30. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to do that.
final bosses of spring break. That's what you're telling me for a break that they're a spring that they don't need to break from because they're not in school. That's what you're telling me. Like 30-plus-year-old unks back in the day, they used to be excited about the warm weather because they could be the final bosses of the grill. They would be on the grill. They would be getting their patio and their house together to be hosting and stuff like that. They'd be excited about going to Home Depot or or something. Not
at 30 though. I had growing up, right? Every barbecue that I went to did not have a grill. Did not have a person on the grill that was under the age of like 45. Like that's like that like unk status on the grill with the pop sandals, no socks. You know what I'm saying? Toes hanging out the little sandal shits. That's not 30, gang. Like that's 30 is young. Like people not understanding that 30 is young. I don't know. Maybe you gotta hit 30 to realize that you still feel like yourself, that you still feel like you're the person that you was when you was 25. Like 30 is young. So I just don't like how we so quick to age people in society. Like it's okay to shame him. Like this is the perfect opportunity to shame him just for the person that he is. But don't shame him for his age. We shouldn't shame anybody for their age. Like I said, if you're 30 plus and you feel like you want to do shit that the younger generation is doing, feel free to do so. But at the same time, be aware. Be aware of what you're doing. Be aware of how people see you, how you look. So you might look crazy, you might not. Like, I don't know. But that's the gist of the video. I don't think we should age people or age shame people. Just don't be on no loser shit. Like calling yourself the final boss of a fucking spring break. Knowing that you over the age of, like if you 30, it's not spring break to you. It's just vacation. That's all it is. It's just a vacation. But it's your boy RushMoreRick. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Drop something in the comments if you want me to react to it. And we out of here. Deuces.